Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashabraka, Thah, Thumb, Yahweh Shema Thumb, Hashem Yashai, Salakia. I'm priest and officer Quariah Allah out of ISUPK. This is ISUPK, Connecticut. Started out at 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General Yohana. And today we're going to talk about our people, traitors of our people, within our people that have love that would prefer heathens over their own. Now I know time and time again, you hear us talk about it, but this is a serious situation that plagues our people because our people would take anybody and everybody in, whereas you have other nationalities that are so disciplined and have so much love for their nationality that they will refuse to deal with any of our people. That's because they got mad love for for their people and their lineages. Excuse me. Excuse me. So today we're gonna go into our people. We're gonna go into interracial marriage. That's something that have to be drilled time and time again, like I said, into our heads because when you look at Christianity, a lot of us was raised up in it. And Christianity misleads our people into thinking that it's all right, that we're all one. When the Lord tells us that we're separate, that we're the salt of the earth, the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and we have to separate from them. Christianity don't tell us that. So Christianity mislead a lot of our people. A lot of our people follow Christianity. And a lot of these other religions out there that accepts any and everybody coming together. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, you can't come in and say you want to be an Israelite. This is a bloodline here. You have to be born an Israelite. This is a bloodline here that you can't just convert and just come in and say, "Oh, I want to be a." You could, yeah, you have other groups out here that do that, but not ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. We stick to what the Lord tells us to do. The Lord tells us to separate. The Lord tells us not to intermingle with these other nations, and that's what we do. You're not going to see any one of us in ISUPK come into ISUPK and marry a heathen. Now, of course, there's a lot of us that are already married, and when they come in, you can't just throw your wife away unless she commits adultery or something. So if you're already with a heathen, and then you come in, then understand that she can't come to our function or he can't come to our functions, but you're still married to them unless otherwise. That's why marriage is very important. You can't sit there, excuse me. Uh, we can't sit there and we can't sit there and deal with these other nations because the Lord don't want us to. The Lord despises that. The Lord hates that. And what this society got to realize is when we're out there teaching, when we're on online teaching, or we out in the street teaching or prophesying, it's what the Lord said. It's not what we said individually. So if the Lord, what angers the Lord angers us. What the Lord loves, we love because we're the Lord's soldiers. We're defenders of the truth. The Most High is the truth. And right now, the truth is that we are not supposed to be marrying these heathens. Now, a lot of our people, famous celebrities, if you look at the hashtag on this class, a lot of them from Serena Williams to Eve to Tiger Woods to Michael Jordan to you name it, Wayne Brady, etc. A whole slew of our entertainers that we look up to. They married to a heathen and they're traitors to to the nation of Israel, to the Lord's chosen people, to their people. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, you love, you can just pick and choose who you want to love." Nah, because guess what? Look at what Tiger Woods is going through. You may not have heard anything with Eve or with Serena at the moment, but you're gonna hear something because deep down inside, our oppressors hate us. Our oppressors can't stand us, and if they dealing with our women, they're dealing with our women because of a curiosity. Our women dealing with them is because our women are weak and traitors. Our men dealing with their women are weak and are traitors. They want to take a walk on the wild side and they want to think that the grass is greener dealing with them. But understand this, it's no excuse for turning on your people. There's really no excuse. The only reason for anybody to do that is self-hatred. A lot of a lot of traitors within our people have self-hatred. Now I'm gonna go into a scripture, Deuteronomy 7. I'll start at 1. Going to Deuteronomy 7 and 1. And then we're gonna read down to uh we'll read down to 4. Okay. It says, when the most high thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and had cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Gershonites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jesuits, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. Verse 2. And when the Most High thy powers shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show no mercy unto them. Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Now, those tribes that I just, those nations that I just listed in the verse 1 are heathens, right? Of 7 nations that was just listed, right? Now I'm gonna read verse 3 again. It said, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Hold on. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thy daughters shall not give unto his sons, nor his daughters shall take unto thy sons. So this is the most high saying, don't don't marry them. Don't marry any of the sons or daughters of the other nations. The Lord's talking about smiting them, right? But this is the reason why the Lord's also telling you not to take them on. Verse 4: For they will turn away thy son from following me, and they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Because understand that when you look at our people, when our people are married into another nationality, heathens, a lot of them take their they customs. Like what's his name? Jeezy. Jeezy married a heathen. All up in social media, I seen. I want to say about a year or two ago. Could have been a little longer. However long he been with that heathen, and he, I think it was. I want to. He was celebrating one of them paganistic. I think it was Christmas, but he was with his in laws, and he was in there. I think he was the only. He was the only Israelite in there, and they was doing something crazy with them. I think it was around Christmas time, and he just looked so weak. He just looked it, like it looked like he was in the middle of Chinatown because his rib is Moab, uh, and it just looks so weak, like him sitting there, and pretty soon you're gonna hear him praying a Buddha or whatever they worship over there, you know. And you can see that in him. He's into her. He's he's doing everything according to her and her customs, and it's not just her. You see Eve with her Edomite husband. I believe they live in the UK or wherever the hell they live in. You see Serena Williams. When any of our people deal with somebody of another nation, you can see their countenance. Like something is sucked from their spirit. They don't look right. It's something about them dealing with them because their spirit is being sucked out of them. Because deep down inside their spirit know they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't even be with them. But a lot of times the status is because, they want to take a walk on the wild side and experiment, I guess, or deal with them. I don't know. Because especially with Jeezy, how many sisters is out there? You can't sit there and say you had a bad experience with one or two or a few women of your nation, of your nationality, of your bloodline, and then you turn around and say, you know what? I'm gonna go after a woman in another nationality. You can't do that. Why do you think the Lord have 12 choices to choose from? If you don't want to deal with Eve, you don't want to deal with a sister from the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negro, you go to the West Indians. If not, you go to the you have a choice to go to the so-called Haitians, the tribe of Levi. Or if not, you want to deal with a Hispanic sister, you go to the tribe of Ephraim, Simeon. You got the South American countries down there, Issachar. You don't want that. You want a North. You want a sister, but a sister with a little, spunk. You deal with a Gadite sister. It's 12 choices. You have 12 choices to deal with. Black and Hispanic, Native Indian. So the Lord made it that if you want variety, is no way to leave outside of your nation, of your nationality. But yet, our people still do that. And then you got to question why. Why couldn't any of them, Jeezy, Chappelle, Dave Chappelle, the Serena Williams, Eve, Halle Berry, so forth, a lot of our people. How come they can't deal with their own people? Because they choose not to. They don't want to. You know, they choose not to. You know, I'm gonna read 5. I'm gonna read down to 6. Okay, but it says verse 5. It says, "But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire." This is the Lord showing His anger, what He will do, and what He's going to do to them. He said, verse 6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy powers. The Most High thy powers has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So he said, "For thou art a holy people." Israel, the 12 tribes, are a holy people. We are a holy people. Holy meaning separate. We're a separate people. That he have made special above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. Paraphrase, right? So we're special people. Why are we dealing with people that are not special? Why can't we keep it within our circle, within the 12 tribes? When you look at it, we have more flavors within our tribes. So it's really no excuse to go outside of our race, of our nationality. Yet we still tend to do that because this is our oppressor's kingdom, and a lot of our people suffer from what they call the Stockholm syndrome. Our people love our oppressors. Our people choose to just turn their back on our people, on their people, and say the hell with it, because it's easier to join your oppressor in their mind than to stick it out with, with our people. Understand, we in hell. We are in hell. We are in captivity. This is not our time to shine. This is not our time to. This is not our kingdom. So we're still serving the punishment that was given to us for disobeying the Lord, for not following the Lord's statutes and commandments, especially, you know, a commandment that was given, you know, an order that was given to us. Don't deal with people of other nations. Don't deal with their sons. Don't deal with their daughters, because we we will turn away from the Lord. Like, and that's what happens when any one of our people deal with somebody of a nationality. We are quick to worship what they worship, to deal with what they deal with, because guess what? What they worship or what they deal with allows them to do what they have to do what they want to do. Excuse me, and that's not following these laws, statutes, and commandments, because all these other religions out there allows people to fulfill their lust. Whatever they love doing, they could keep doing that, and then they could just pray to whatever graven image that they pray to, and think that it's all right. You know. So I'm gonna drop that. Uh, I'm gonna go into Ezra 9 and 9. Hold on. Just bear me 1 second. Okay. Let me read. Okay, I'm gonna read Ezra in the Bible, 9 and 9. Okay, it says, "For we were bondmen, yet our powers had not forsaken us in our bondage, but had extended mercy unto us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us a revening to set up the house of our powers, and to repair the desolation thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem." Verse 10. "And now, O our powers, what shall we say after this? For we have forsaken thy commandments, which thou hast commanded thy servants, the prophets, saying, The land unto which ye go to possess it is an unclean land, with the filthiness of the people of the lands, with their abominations, which have filled it from one end to another, with their uncleanness. Verse 12. "Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong and eat the good of the land, and leave it for the inheritance to your children forever." And verse 13, hold on. "And give, and after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds and for our great trespass, seeing that thou, our powers, has punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such deliverance at this time." Okay, Salakia. So basically, all up and down here, the scriptures telling the Lord saying, don't give our sons again away and our daughters, because interracial marriage, the Lord forbids. If you're not black, Hispanic, or Native Indian from one of the 12 tribes, off of the 12 tribe charts, all the way from the so called Negroes, which is the tribe of Judah, down to the so called Mexicans, which is the tribe of Issachar, do not give our sons and daughters to them. I mean, excuse me. We can give our sons and daughters to any one of the 12 tribes. Do not give outside of the 12 tribes. Excuse me. Salakia. Don't give our sons and daughters to the heathens, to the other nations, because that would create all kinds of problems to the Lord, according to the Lord. The Most High will deal with you for that, especially knowing what you know. Nobody on the face of this earth at this point in life can say they have never seen or heard IUP, IUPK under Commanding General Yohana teach and prophesy any of this that's going on, especially with given the internet and given the fact that we're still out there in the streets teaching, prophesying. Okay, let me drop that. I'm going to Tobit 4 and 12. But understand that we cannot, we cannot sit there and you know what a lot of our people do that get these heathens for husbands and wives. We tend to look down on our people. The men and the women of our people that deal with these heathens tend to look at our men and women as less than nothing, because we're not financially in a position that they would want to be. So what their excuse is to run and get a heathen, I guess according to them, that will complement them or that make them look like, I guess, the standard of how this wicked world classifies somebody that is well established. Excuse me, well established. But what a lot of our people that are traitors that deal with these heathens don't understand is they got a lot of our people out here that have money. A lot of our people out here that can deal with them according and deal with them the way they should be dealt with. But a lot of our people, the first sign of trouble within our people, they don't deal with the problem, they run away from it. So if they had a bad relationship, they want to use that as an excuse to go run off into the wild, and take a walk on the wild side. Excuse me. And that's something that we have to definitely definitely stop, you know, and understand that sex is marriage. So when we lay down, you're not just sleeping with somebody and thinking, oh, you're just sleeping with them and that's it. You lay down. For our women out there that sit there and think they'll just, they want to experiment and have sex with a white boy, that's your husband. And our women and our men think they're going to sleep with a white girl and be like, oh, that's your wife. Now, unfortunately, I know I've brought it up and it's been the past month. The sister that out here, Lauren Smithfields, I believe her name is, that got killed by that heathen that was not a person of interest in the news. It's unfortunate. Now I'm not saying she slept with him, but it said that it was a condom that was in there with pills. But she was in the room. She met this heathen, this so-called our oppressor, this devil dog, this white boy, um, on one of them dating apps. And make no mistake, I'm not making light of the situation because it's a very unfortunate situation. You know, my condolences to the family, to the parents, so forth. But understand that this is why the Lord said, don't intermingle with them because look at the end results. Now, unfortunately, the sister she dated, she met him on a dating site. Pretty sister, she met him on a dating site and met. They linked up, and then all of a sudden she ends up dead. Now, understand this: they they didn't have that Edomite as a purchase, as a excuse me, a person of interest because they excuse was he was a good person and they're not they half-ass on the investigation. Now they was able to get that, the latest I heard they was able to get somebody on it and the detectives on that got administrative desk duty, I guess, leave or whatever. But the point I'm making is we have to really separate ourselves from dealing with these heathens because the end result is something happened to the sister and he's not even a person of interest. Had that had been a black man involved, or Hispanic or Native Indian man, he would have been locked up. He'd have been locked under the cell. It wouldn't have been no further investigation. He was there. He made a call. Boom. He'd have been a person of interest. They wouldn't have said, "Oh, Jamal was he was a good guy. Nah, he couldn't have did it." No, it'd have been like Jamal did it, and he was there, and he was there, and it would have been a clear cut case. But these bastards, it goes to show you. Like I'm gonna read the scripture. There's a big famous scripture, but it's real. Zephaniah 2:1. It says, "Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired." We are a nation that's not desired. We have to gather ourselves together because dealing with these heathen bastards out here and having an unfortunate situation like what happened to Lauren Smithfields, the sister out there in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What happened to that sister? It's sad. It's sickening because, for one, she ended up dead. She ended up dead, and this guy calls to this day. The only thing I know in the news from reading all this article was the guy was 37 years old. He's not a minor. How come his picture's not posted all over the internet like anybody else that would have happened to if they was black, Hispanic, and Native Indian? He's not a person of interest. He was with her. He was hanging out with her, and then she ended up dead. And then they half-ass giving the family, all kinds of problems to the point where it had to become national. Where you had some celebrities have to step in, and like it's crazy. So how do you alleviate from having a situation like what happened to that sister Lauren Smith Fields? Is you separate. You don't deal with these people of these other nations because they have a perpetual hatred for us. Their bloodline and their spirit and their blood, they hate niggers. They hate black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. They hate us. And that right there is proof that they hate us. How the police dealt with it out in Bridgeport, Connecticut, how the police deal with it across the nation, everywhere else. It's not just Bridgeport, it's everywhere. They don't give a damn about none of our people. So next time, if you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian and you want to think, and you think you call yourself wanting to deal, especially one of these devil dogs, one of these other heathens out here, understand this. Just remember what happened. And it's not just the sister out there, Lauren, out in Bridgeport. It's not just her, but all the other brothers and sisters that dealt with heathens. What was that? Michael Griffin back in the 80s. What was it? Man, it's a whole list, a long laundry list. That the incident out in Bensonhurst, like we have to really stay away from them. Now, the second we mention stuff like that, ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, you get people up, you get an uproar. Oh my God, no, we got to come together. We all the Lord's children, and this that. Yeah, the Lord created all things living. We don't refute that the Lord created everything. But also the Most High tells you He created a certain people, a separate people, a people like unto Him. the salt of the earth. Answer me this: if everything's so equal with us as people, why are Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians still in slavery? How come we don't have the same things people of other nations have? How come we have to cut throats to even get to a certain point, a certain status to get on top? A lot of our people, the Lord's chosen people, to even try to somewhat live like our oppressors. How come you still have Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians cramped up in projects, low income housing, housing where in the wintertime the boiler's always breaking down? You have a million and one slumlords out there, especially in New York City. So just remember that when you have these Christians out here saying, "Oh, we're all the Lord's chosen people, and we have to forgive and love and all that." Now, I'm not saying we go out there and go attack heathens out there because the Lord tells you vengeance is His. But we got to come together. We got to gather ourselves together, like I just read Zephaniah 2:1. Gather together, O nation not desired. We are a nation that is not desired. We are a nation that everybody else hates, is envious, is jealous of. Even though they're richer, this is their kingdom and they doing everything. Because the little that we have, we still make light of it and we still look good and we still shine. For the little, for what's thrown to us or given to us by our oppressors, we still can make and turn nothing into something, because that's what we're given, because we're a special people. We're the Lord's chosen people. Our oppressor knows that, but our people don't know that. It's to the point where our people, they're rather, they think the easy way out is to marry and to get with a man or a woman of another another nation, and that's not the way to go. That's the wrong way to go. The right way to go is to get a brother or sister from your nation and come up together and create and to build and to strengthen a black household. Because you get with somebody from another nation or nationality, you're weakening your household. Now, I'm gonna go into Tobit 4:12, because understand that we, the Lord, like, we have to really self-evaluate. And when I say we, I'm talking about our people that is trying and want to accept men and women of other nations, of our oppressors, stock, bloodline. Because at the end of the day, it's not what Commanding General Johanna is saying. It's not what the generals, captains. It's not what we saying. It's not what I'm saying. This is what the Lord is saying. The Lord is saying separate, but we choose not to. Why? Because we feel like our oppressor is better than us, which is crazy. Yeah, they got more resources. This is their kingdom. They should be, you know? They should have more money than us. This is their kingdom. But what they don't have is the bloodline of an Israelite. What they don't have is the Lord behind them. They think they do. Hell, they think that they're above the Most High. That's how crazy that sick bastard is. But the Most High every day is showing them through diseases, through weather, through storms, through hurricanes, tsunami, you name it. Most High is showing His strength, His power, His powers. Yet our people still taking it for taking a lot of stuff for granted. And this is just the beginning. The corona and the all these different variants that's coming out. You know the Omicron, and I'm sure there's something else that's out now. A few more variants is coming out. But understand that the Lord is cracking down. The Lord's bringing this wicked kingdom down. So I'm going to Tobit chapter 4, verse 12. It says, "Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers." The Most High saying, beware of all whoredoms, because these heathens out here, their women are whores. They won't do anything. And understand this: black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. These heathens, they women they want a piece of the rock. They know the value of the black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man's rock. They want it. They'll do anything and everything to get it. Understand, with our people, we have to realize and know our worth and our value. These other nations want us. They want us bad. They're a bunch of whores. You name it, they want it. And just like they men want our women, when they get our woman, they feel like they've won. When a woman get our men, they feel like they won. They got us. Understand, we got to know our worth. We got to know who we are. We got to recognize who we are. When we say we're the prince and princes of the power, Yasha Allah, it got to sink into our heads. Because a lot of us have been beaten down for so many years into thinking we were just slaves. We were always going to be slaves and nothing but slaves. Understand that time is coming short. The time is coming short where there's going to be a shift in authority. There's going to be a big shift in authority, a change in authority. And we're going to have the kingdom. And these heathens that's over us is going to be our slaves. So this will be the question when that day comes. Is our people still going to be going after them? Don't think so. Because you know who's putting their foot down? Most High. And guess what? Our king is going to be here. Yahushua Mashiach, our brother, our king. And that day comes. Now, ain't none of that going on. Believe that. So I'm going to read again, Tobit 4 and 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife. And take not a strange woman to wife. Any woman that's outside of the 12 tribes is a strange woman or a strange man, because at the end of the day, they're not of the 12 tribes of Israel. They're not of the 12 tribes of Israel. They're not of the 12 tribes of Israel. Um, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Verse 13. Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart of thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay, and great want for lewdness is the mother of famine. Understand that the Most High is telling you, yo, don't sit there and be mad at your brothers and sisters, you know, that's because you've had a bad experience in a past relationship. That's no reason to go to another nationality. You find another brother or sister within the 12 tribes, 12 flavors, 12 choices. Is no. If you don't want to deal with a southern tribe, a brother or sister in a southern tribe, go to a northern tribe. You have choices. It's choices. It's no excuses. That's why got to we got to sit there and really self-reflect as a people and really see what's going on. Damn, put away all this damn distraction that's out here. All this reality TV stuff that's distracting us, social media. There's nothing wrong with having fun. There's nothing wrong with having a good time. But there's a time and place. There's a time to be serious. Now's the time to be serious. Now's the time to really take heed to what we've been saying since 1969 to now. Now's the time to really get your family together, get yourself, your spirit together, and come back to the Lord. Coming back to the Lord, getting these classes. Start realizing who your enemy is. Your enemy is not your brothers and sisters, the black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You have a problem, you resolve it. You talk, you know? You talk it out. Ain't no problem that big where you can't talk it out, you know? There's certain situations that might need a mediator within our people, but is no situation that cannot be talked out or resolved or try to come to a resolve. But you know what we got to realize? When crimes, we got to know the difference between crimes being committed towards us and war being waged upon us. When there's black on black crime, black on Hispanic, black and brown crime, that's a crime. That's an offense. When it's a heathen, a person of another nation, on black or Hispanic or Native Indian, that's war. These bastards have been waging wars on us for the longest. They're killing our people left and right, and it's always a devil dog. These damn bastards out here. And understand when I say devil, devil means deceiver. It's not because of the skin color. It's because of the content of that person's character that makes them a devil. It's not because of the skin color. It's because their character. They're biggest deceivers out there. We got to wake up because the time is now. We got to wake up and realize that this is an act of war. Again, I'm going to bring it up because there's a more recent incident. Ahmaud Arbery, that was an act of war. The sister Lauren Smith Fields, that's war. Because you ain't going to tell me that that Edomite, that devil dog, that red bastard ain't have nothing to do with that sister and her passing, given that it was already stated that the family already confirmed that the sister don't even is not even on drugs. But it was planted there. You don't sit there and tell me, and then this devil dog walks free. His picture still ain't up there. Nobody knows what he looks like. So now he could be damn near on that website again, going after somebody else's daughter. Because nobody knows what he looks like. The only thing I read, he was 37. I don't even think they gave a name. So understand this. When we out there, understand we 10 toes down. ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana, we 10 toes down. We here for our people. But understand this. Our people. When I say our people, the Lord's chosen, the 12 tribes, the black, Hispanic, Native Indians, y'all got to come back to the Lord. We're out here. Trust me. We're out here. You go online, you go on the streets, we're out here, 10 toes down. But you got to make the first move. You got to accept the fact that whatever religion or belief you was in, a lot of us, Christianity, Islam, Egyptology, whatever we're in, we have to understand and recognize that that's doing nothing for us. Christianity ain't doing nothing for our people. Islam is not doing nothing for our people. Egyptology is not doing anything. I don't even understand sidebar with Egyptology, how our people are still following that. I mean, you got the Kemet killer, Captain Tazariak, smashing them 24/7 for years now, almost a decade now, damn near. And you still got people still following that belief. And when I say Captain Tazariak, through the spirit of the Most High in Yahweh Shah Mashiach, our King, is destroying them within the Lord's glory. You know what I mean? Islam done got picked apart. Christianity destroyed. Yet our people still going to church, going to whatever they have, meetings, class, whatever they do there, and not coming in to ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. Now, why is that? Because our people rather deal with a belief system that allows them to fulfill their lust. They lust being smoking weed, sleeping with whores, being a homosexual, being a child molester. See, as you be under Commanding General Yohana, none of that goes on in here. None of that. That gets stopped at the door. Because the Spirit bear witness. And understand, if you're into any of that filthy, nasty nonsense, you're not coming in here. You're not going to take the oath. The Lord will spit you out before you even come in there. Before you get fully in here. Before you take that oath, understand this. That ain't happening. That is not happening. The Lord will spit you out just as fast as you walk through that door. Excuse me. So when we want to turn around and when we want to sit there and think that it's all right that the men in the ISUPK, the priests and prophets of the Lord, is out here doing these things that our people out in this world is doing that's not in the truth, understand that's not happening. Because we got love for our people. We got so much love for our people that we're telling our people what's wrong. We're giving our people the skinny on what's needed to be done to save their life. That's brotherhood right there. That's brotherhood. That's love for one another right there. We don't want to see our people die, but our people choose to roam around and do what they want to do. Why? Because they don't want to hear what we have to say. Because what we have to say puts them in a position to feel uncomfortable. I understand the truth is not comfortable, especially when you're being cut. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. You know? But a lot of our people, I'm gonna just go into this last scripture because this is another one that's a common scripture, but it has to be drilled in our people because the Lord, He knows what time it is because we're hard headed, stiff necked people. And I'm going to Hosea 4 and 6. It says, my people, this is the Lord, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy powers. I will also forget thy children. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because when for years you're in a religion that teaches you it's okay to uh marry, it's okay to do this, it's okay to go against the most high, these scriptures, they're putting their trust and belief into these homosexual filled pastors and priests, deacons, deceivers, wolves, these filthy, child molesting, pedophile, homosexuals, adulterers, drug dealing bastards that they call priests out here in these Christian churches and all these other religions that mislead our people into thinking it's all right. What do you think that do? It destroys them. They don't know no better. They just going based on they putting their trust into what they call the man of the cloth. Well, newsflash: the man of the cloth is a filthy, diabolical beast. And understand this: our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Our people are destroyed when you have interracial marriages because it pulls you away from the truth. That is my time. I'm Priest and Officer Kuraya Allah out of ISUPK, Connecticut, out of ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. We start out at 1 West 125th Street. That's my time. Shalom. Yahba Shem Yashabrakathum. Yahweh Shemal Thumb by Shem Yasha. Shalom.